Hemp makes 20 barrels of oil. No need for pesticides to poison all our soil. People got no food, they got no clothes, they got no rent. Right now, it's time for hemp.
Thank you for taking time for Hemp. I am your host, Casper Leitch. You are listening to Time for Hemp all around the world on Tumblr, SoundCloud, iTunes, iHeartRadio. Anywhere there is sound, we are found. Also, don't forget to go to our timeforhemp.com website and check out our live streaming garden. We are growing marijuana on the site. You can check it out morning, noon, or night and make sure that we are doing it right. And I bet you groovy cats thought you invented rap, didn't you? Huh? Anyway, you can go to timeforhemp.com. We got Wolf Sigel, who's doing the gardening, and you can watch us grow plants 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in high definition, streaming to you live all around the world. It is Tuesday, and on Tuesday we put a spotlight on all the amazing activists up in Canada with my joint host. Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning, Casper. How you doing today?
Pretty groovy, thank you. It's a happening day here in paradise, and I can tell you I'm feeling like I want to rock and roll this morning, and I think that's a good thing considering we got Corey Dow on as our joint guest. Good morning, Corey.
Hello. Shalom. What's up, guys?
It's a mellow day in paradise. I'm going to let you and Kelly get acquainted with each other and let our audience learn about you as I sit here and take, whoa, you got it, time for hemp. Kelly?
Hey, Dave, Corey, this is the first time on the show for you. I don't know, I guess probably nobody in our listening audience, I shouldn't say nobody, because I guess you're out there, you do a little music, you're involved in the cannabis area of things. Quick question, do you do any music about cannabis?
Oh, well, certainly all the music is inspired through cannabis.
Every single one.
Whenever possible.
I agree. That's awesome. Anyhow, first, when we have a new guest, I like to get you to maybe tell us a little bit about yourself so the audience knows who we're talking to. So maybe we can start there. Give us a quick little blurb about who Corey is.
Absolutely. Well, for years, I've been touring as the artist known as Elijah, and it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Kelly. And I heard about your show through Casper, through the All Might Adventures, and this is a great example, folks, of just how Twitter can connect like-minded persons. So like and subscribe. So I'm the artist known as Elijah, Corey Dow, here live on the show for intentionevents.com. Your wedding experts, and of course, representing the cannabis industry through our partners under the medicalmarijuanareviewshow.com. We've got some great video episodes there, and I'm one of the few artists who've made a living making music. That's right, I'm skinny, and January to March, I'm not doing nothing most of the time, a few shows here and there, but really, it's all about the events and, changing people's lives. And that's how I met Casper as an activist for cannabis. Casper was very interesting to me with his broad skill set and group of experiences. And checking out what you've done, Kelly, I'm really impressed. So I'm impressed to be here. Hello, America. Hello, world. I am Elijah from intentionevents.com.
Awesome. So what can you tell us about your cannabis experience?
Well, right now I'm experiencing twilling from tweed. This is known as deep purple. And some would call it a low THC, low caliber strain, but I'm all about understanding the entire scope of a product from a company. So personally, Deep Purple was a great experience for me. We've got a terrific video review show coming out with some really great lighting and some really cool camera shots. Show's gone to a whole new level. Very impressed with those who have been signed up and registered and had their doctor's appointments and gotten their medical cannabis license. Congratulations to you, my friends. Let's develop a lifelong partnership as we help you connect to the cannabis industry in Canada through a licensed producer. You know, you need a medical marijuana license in Canada, eh, Kelly, in order to smoke. So my experiences are, it became evident to me that marijuana was a terrific alternative therapy. And when I saw what the Canadian medical cannabis community was doing through my brother, who'd returned as a combat veteran, combat veterans actually don't have to pay for our service. We waive the $249 registration fee because that's covered through VAC for those that are pensioned when they leave the military and they have a legitimate medical cause for medical cannabis, and VAC's willing to pick up that charge. They don't even have to pay for the prescription. So if you're suffering out there in Canada, if you've been hurting, or if you're out there and you need to get registered in Canada and you're a veteran, you're not alone. Register. Get a hold of me through the website, medicalmarijuanareviewshow.com. We're happy to help you, get you that specialist appointment, and get you the treatment you need if you're suffering from a variety of medical conditions as a result of combat. And to the brothers and sisters in the States, sir, thank you very much for your contribution, keeping us safe. It's interesting where the future's heading. Go ahead, Kelly.
Yes, very interesting where the future is heading. Along the lines of veterans, I know that they're, if not the first, one of the first to be receiving their medicine like they would any other medicine, and as they should, through a medical program where there's no cost to them. And unfortunately, as you know, most medical patients in Canada have to purchase their medicine. None of their programs or insurance seems to want to cover this, even though it's been on the books for over a decade as a medicine that doctors can prescribe in Canada. So
a decade? Didn't they find that frozen person with some weed on them from up in like the north? They were running from the ICE police.
Yeah.
You don't have a license, no.
No, for sure. But like I say, a lot of patients in Canada have to pay for their medicine because it's not recognized yet. It has been recognized and prescribed for over a decade in Canada. And
yeah.
Unfortunately, to the patients that are still paying for their medicine, hopefully with this new regime we have in power here that's much more cannabis friendly, obviously, I'm pretty sure that they're going to move towards recognizing it and, making companies pay for this medicine the same as they do any other medicine, which of course makes no sense. But I guess when you're an insurance company, you want to pay out as little as possible. But yeah, we're going to definitely make sure that not only our veterans, but other qualified medical patients, wherever they may be, also easily qualify under any and all insurance programs within the confines of our borders.
Oh, it should be free, period. They should, you know what? They should get a big truck, drive it through every town, and ring a little bell, and it should be just like Cheech and Chong, Nice Dreams truck there, and they should be passing out all these big buds. Yeah, that's utopia, isn't it, though?
Yeah.
When all you need is someone else to grow it for you, pass it to you, and prep it,
Well, you got to appreciate the people who grow this beautiful product for all of us to use.
Hats off. Yeah, MedReleaf in particular. Look, MedReleaf, the medical grade standard. In my books, you cannot beat MedReleaf. In the entire scope of the 29 licensed producers I've looked at, they offer a price that's reasonable from as low as $2.50 a gram, clear on up to the top end, which is $15. But when you're talking about 30, 32% THC at points, wow. They even had some of that stuff for $5 the other day. They had beautiful pass, went quickly, of Y sediment, I believe it was, and Y remisio. Those are two terrific strains that were like 30% for $5. They were irradiated, so. But anyway, terrific. Irradiated just means, for the record, anyone just tuning in, irradiated medical cannabis is fantastic for people that have are prone to infection or have disorders of the lung. or autoimmune deficiency disorders such as AIDS. That helps to get rid of any of the matter from bugs, etc., and any materials that are or could be infectious. Good stuff, eh? It's a real science. The medical cannabis is amazing. This just won't be available on the streets, I'm pretty sure. Even if they legalize it, they're going to have exclusivity for medical cannabis producers, I'm sure.
Well, that's fine and dandy. There's thousands of strains out there. I think I'm happy with pretty much all of them.
I wouldn't turn someone away. We're going to give you this free medical cannabis. Is it Med Relief? No, I can't accept it. In fact, I'm excited to try other strains, but a shout out to Med Relief. I know that there's no way to talk about what's going on there. I'm sure that they've got a non-disclosure agreement before we can even get in there, but I know personally from the research I've done online and with conversations I've had with staff there, they're doing amazing things with medical cannabis. And, of course, their partnership with Tikkun Olam of Israel and the advent of the great things they did for the medical cannabis industry, in my opinion, in Israel. I sent them a note the other day. Just love our partners in Israel when I think of them pushing for the advent of this for so long and helping to bring forth CBD and the understanding of it's really a fascinating experience. And really, I think deep down, even, animals want to eat this stuff for a reason. We know it's good for us.
Yeah, and if you look to the animal kingdom, they know what not to eat and what to eat. And specifically, no doubt, their body probably has, I don't know if other animals like ourselves have THC receptors built right in. Maybe we all do. All animals do.
Mine are going crazy right now looking at this here cannabis I've just ground up.
You're ready to roll it and fire it up, are you?
Oh, well, I'm just going to use a vaporizer, and I'd like to thank Vape.
That's better. We encourage we encourage our listeners and guests to light up during the show. That's what that's why we're here, because we all enjoy this wonderful plant that has been provided for us since forever, I guess. I'm amazed. I never thought in my lifetime we would see this position where we're at now, where people have their medical license and have had for a long time. Along with your license, are you one of the ones that are still allowed to grow, Corey?
No, I don't think anyone's allowed to grow right now, unfortunately, Ken. I'm not really sure how that works. I'm not a lawyer. What I will say is the changes that they're now being forced to make are going to be positive, aren't they?
We hope so.
It's only going to get better.
I
MMPR is only going to get better.
I want to believe that, of course. Right now, obviously, there are still approximately 10,000 medical patients that were approved on the program where they had the option to grow their own or have a designate grow for them. And those people are still, just recently, a decision was made. They told the government they have 6 months to put something, or Health Canada has 6 months to put something together for the medical program for these people who are still allowed to grow for themselves, because they're fighting they're fighting for the right to continue to grow for themselves. So now they got 6 months to try and put it together again. So it's happy growing for another 6 months for all the patients who are previously were allowed to grow. There was a date, I'm sorry I don't have it handy, as to when they changed the program and people were no longer going to be given that option and not allowed to grow for themselves. But I'd
be a crappy grower. Oh, I'm so glad that, and if they took that crap away from anybody, or if they can't anymore, they should at least pay for it for life for them, You know what I mean? Like, you can't grow it no more, but you can get anything you want from all the licensed producers. I'd be like, no worries. But I know the yield is so high. It's like it's like 6 pounds a plant or something, and that would be just marvelous. But, you know what I mean? You imagine going to Walmart and picking up your chia weed, just put it in the fridge for a couple of weeks, you know.
Yeah, I can attest to being a grower. It's I actually did for several years and was reasonably successful at it. But I'll tell you, it's not an easy thing. So, yes, kudos and respect to those people out there.
Tons of respect, yeah.
Yeah. It's not the
reason they won.
Yeah, it's not as simple as just buying that seed, throwing some dirt in a pot and giving it water, and magically a few months later you've got some beautiful cannabis to smoke. It's not quite that easy.
No, I don't imagine it is.
And as you can see on Casper's show, actually literally watch it grow day by day. You know, I think it's just cool. Check in once a day for 30 seconds, have a look, see where the girls are at.
Well, it's going to get more exciting, too, as the plants get bigger and there's more activity going on in the gardens. And about every 17 weeks, we do plan to harvest and then dry out the beautiful harvest in front of the cameras. And then what we harvest, we're going to smoke in front of the camera. So we are going from seed to plant, from plant to bud, from bud to harvest, from harvest to smoke, live in high definition, right there on Time for Hemp. And then after we grow our first garden, and then we break that down, and then we're going to make a bigger garden. And then we're going to go another 17 weeks and do the same thing from seed to smoke, and then break that garden down and keep making bigger and bigger gardens until at the end of 10 years, our last project will be a 1/4-acre greenhouse while growing on a 1/2 acre of land. Indoor-outdoor growing live on the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. That gave me a chance to do a self-promotion, which I think is sometimes kind of rude to do. But that's
here I am yanking my own chain like crazy.
Yeah, and with that said, we're going to take a commercial break and pay our bills. I would encourage you to go to the banners of our sponsors and let them know that you heard about them here on Time for Hemp. You are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Please share us with your friends.
Serious Seeds is your source for quality cannabis and sativa seeds. Serious Seeds are the creators of legendary strains like AK-47, Bubblegum, Chronic, Cali Mist, and White Russian. The AK-47 is probably the most awarded strain on the planet. The high THC content of AK-47 makes it the perfect medical strain for patients seeking quick pain relief. Cali Mist is an almost pure sativa. Female medical cannabis patients have reported that this strain helps relieve menstrual cramps. Serious Seeds just acquired another Dutch high-quality seed bank, Magus Genetics. From now on, Serious Seeds can offer you even more award-winning strains. The fine folks at Serious Seeds strive to breed the best cannabis genetics that they can find, so patients can rely on the effectiveness of their medicine. Go to SeriousSeeds.com to grow your medicine. That site again is SeriousSeeds.com.
that was Hayseed Dixie, and the name of the song was, of course, Marijuana. And you are listening to us on Time for Hemp all around the world at Tumblr, SoundCloud, iTunes, and, of course, iHeartRadio. We are the only 24-hour a day, 7-day a week, all cannabis, all the time broadcasting network. And like a good joint, we are always best when you share us with your friends. With that said, I'm going to put a little spotlight here on some of the loving work that Kelly and his team do here on the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Actually, they do it anywhere they can. And that is they like to give away a free vaporizer to a medical patient who needs one so that a patient who cannot afford one can enjoy their medication in a very healthy manner. Right, Kelly?
Absolutely. As you know, for quite some time, we've had the pleasure of being able to give away a quality herbal air vaporizer to a medical marijuana patient anywhere in the world. And by that, I mean anywhere. We have sent them several places around the globe. So wherever you're listening, if you can follow my directions and you qualify, in order to qualify for this free vaporizer, it is super simple. As I said, first, you must be a medical marijuana patient, meaning you use cannabis to treat any ailment or ache or pain that you may have. And we're particularly interested in patients who cannot afford to buy a quality vaporizer. This is why they could certainly use a free one.
I'm broke.
Yeah, you bet. Well, Veterans for Fun, as you know, we talked earlier about veterans. Some of them are on a disability pension, old age pension, welfare, crap. Sometimes some people aren't on any income at all. These are the medical patients that we're looking for, the people that couldn't possibly afford a quality vaporizer. All you got to do is send me an email to Kelly, Kelly, at kdkwholesale.ca. Tell us a little bit about yourself and certainly some contact info. We'll put you in the hat, and hopefully we draw your name and send you a quality vaporizer right to your door for free, including shipping. So if you're listening, write down my email, Kelly, Kelly, at kdkwholesale.ca. And if you're not a medical patient that can't afford one, you probably know someone who does, especially if you're involved in the industry. So pass on the information because we like to hear from them all.
And on behalf of the medical marijuana movement, Kelly, thank you. That's an act of love that people truly appreciate. And you've been supporting the marijuana movement for such a long time, and it's great to have heroes like you serving with me in the foxhole here in this war on drugs. With that said, we're going to get back to our little joint chat and our little broadcast here on the little network all around the world known as Time for Hemp. Please share us with your friends. Our joint guest today, Corey Dow. Corey, I bet your wife's always happy to get home when the Dow is up.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of advertising, if you've got a company or an amazing product that the hemp movement, cannabis movement, marijuana movement would certainly appreciate discovering and finding, please contact us here at Time for Hemp so that we can make our audience aware of your fantastic product, and perhaps you can be one of our sponsors here on the big broadcast. There's another shameless plug, Kelly. I pass this joint chat back to you.
Well, as we know, for programs like this to exist, they need to be funded as well. As much as we know, as much as you love what you do and love what you have done for the cannabis industry in the United States and around the world, it still doesn't pay the bills. And all of us have them. It's just meant to be. You just get bills. It costs money to live, and in order for things to happen, we all need help and support along the way, whether it be customers or supporters or advertisers. And so, yeah, any of you listening out there, if you enjoy the program, by all means, send Casper a little info, and hopefully we can get you on and The more advertisers, the merrier.
You got that?
Yeah, definitely. You guys are great.
So how long have you been involved now in the marijuana movement, Corey?
Well, I've always been an advocate of anything that's naturally grown that doesn't hurt anyone and has so many, applications right from, the hemp rope used across the oceans, et cetera. Look, I've really become interested in the advocacy of marijuana and the rights of people to smoke it since becoming a medical marijuana patient, moreover, because it just took so long to find a doctor in Canada who was willing to help me get a marijuana license through referral. And this is where I came up with this fast-track process is why not approach a bunch of cannabis-educated doctors and speak plainly to them about a real huge need in Canada for people to use cannabis as an alternative therapy. Some people are tired of painkillers. Some people are afraid of painkillers. Some people don't want to take the same old pharmaceutical antidepressants. And a lot of people I know that have switched to medical cannabis, they've tried and written emails thanking me and the staff and those that work hard to partner people to a cannabis-friendly, cannabis-educated doctor who isn't going to look at them and go, what do you want me to do? What are you, a drug addict or something? You hooked on drugs? Just because, a patient with arthritis is asking about Avidecal, something like that for that's CBD for their arthritis. You know what I mean? It's an alternative therapy. So it's time for people to understand that though the system is changing, there's still a huge stigma. And this is where I became an advocate for really cannabis in a lot of ways, because I was seeing that there seems to have been a huge elaborate conspiracy against marijuana for an awful long time. So it's going to take a long time to change people's attitudes, even in some of the most liberal areas. You'll be surprised at the doors that shut over cannabis.
Oh, incredible. And throughout business, I can tell you that the insurance industry is not too favorable to us. We, even though we're a distributor of novelty items, we pay insurance rates the same as a pharmaceutical company, even though we don't sell any pharmaceuticals. We don't grow, sell, or have anything to do with the actual cannabis, but yet they list us as a similar to a pharmacy. And the insurance policies that we fill out are ridiculous. The rates are ridiculous, of course, as we know that most pharmaceuticals have side effects that are sometimes more unpleasant than the effects they're trying to cure, as opposed to cannabis, which has a really, really huge side effect of making you feel great.
I feel great right now.
I feel great every day, Corey.
Yeah, I know you do, man. You're in the same boat as me. You're a very blessed man, powerful, and I really enjoy the fact that you and Casper have a real heart for those in need. And this hero program, as I'd refer to it, quite similar to Casper, is really something. And I really got to say that is an awesome program. Hats off. Sometimes we're able to try and move on our fee for patients. It's not something we advocate, but if a husband and wife are setting up and he's the veteran and she's not, or something, we do everything we can for those that have needs. And but being able to offer a vaporizer like that really shows some clear support for those in need, and that's just terrific. So I really applaud that. IntentionEvents.com thinks that's totally cool, brother.
Yeah, the feedback has been awesome. We've helped a lot of patients over the years, and it's not just that they're receiving, as you use a vaporizer yourself, that you're getting it in a much more healthy fashion than combusting, where there are well over 20 carcinogens created, and they're eliminated by vaporization. But it's also a big savings in their pocketbook, because vaporization is so efficient that they literally use less cannabis to medicate, so it saves them money. So for people on a limited budget, there is a vaporizer is just an amazing product that helps them out so much. And like you say, we get great feedback from the recipients. So makes us feel great, and the patients feel great. And when it's a win-win situation, well, we all know how that is. It's amazing. And we're going to continue the program as long as we can.
We've got a bunch of already vaped bud episodes just about to be released, showing me making brownies. Oh, they're so good. And showing me making capsules with already vaped bud oil, done up 100% coconut, and another time with the cell. I like the coconut, the virgin coconut oil transfer. It's pretty tasteless. Like, there's no noticeable change in that oil. But, I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was throwing out my already vape bud for a long time, like this trash, I'd be like, and so every time we do a show, I usually end up with enough to make a batch or whatever. It's crazy. So I love it. I mean, it's already deoxycarbonated. Is that how you say that?
Yeah, deoxycarbonated. I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah, so anyway, I found out about edibles not long ago thanks to my first vaporizer experience through a sponsor. They were like, you don't want a bong, you want one of these. And they threw a Da Vinci at me, and I couldn't believe it. I love it. It's kind of like smoking a cigarette, but, the Haze 3 Dual is like smoking a pinner that's really concentrated. And I really have to say my heart is torn. There are pros and cons to each unit, but I really have been digging opening the hood of the Haze because it's like a Transformer dinky car pack of smokes kind of thing. Those are things little boys you don't want to grow, my grandpa going to put the pack of smokes in my joint, At least that's how we grew up. I don't know today that pack of smokes is replaced with like an iPhone under the shirt.
Well, that's good. Better an iPhone.
Look at my iPad. Look at the size of it. It looks like a solar panel. It picks up nerd rays. I'm turning antisocial. You know what I mean? Today's youth is really turning too far inward. Make sure you turn outward. If you want to turn inside out, medical cannabis will help you with that. So, of course, you need a valid medical condition within Canada to get into the MMPRA, Kelly.
Absolutely. It is relatively easy. You just go see your doctor, and if your doctor's not too friendly, there are prescribing cannabis. You can go to a lot of people in the country that offer services to help you get your license, hook you up with doctors who are favorable for cannabis for certain ailments, and they will help you out and make sure that you get your license. And feel free to travel within Canada with your cannabis without fear of persecution or prosecution. You're allowed to consume your cannabis or medicine wherever anybody's allowed to consume tobacco. So it's open, it's out there. We're moving towards general legalization. And for the medical patient, they were the ones, obviously, who opened the doors to the possibility of legalized recreational use, and common sense, of course. I honestly believe our current government possesses a fair amount of common sense, unlike any other government I've seen in my over 50 years on the planet.
I want Justin Trudeau to come on my show. If you click the Elevator strain review, I invited him to come onto my show, get his license, and smoke with me. I even did it with a barbecue. Kelly, did you see that video of mine on the MMPRReviewShow.com website?
No, I have not. Sorry. I
sing a Backstreet Boys parody there, and I rewrote "As Long as You Love Me" to "Justin Trudeau Smoke with Me." Well, being a prime minister, that's a lot of responsibility, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people accusing some of the people that are serving of the ties of Hamas on it, whatever. If that pressure gets high on him, he just needs to connect to the medicalmarijuanareviewshow.com and submit one of our contact forms, just like you're saying. I'm one of those people who can help you connect in the industry. And if you're not in my province or near where I'm from, that's okay. We do telemedicine as well, but we've got a well-connected group of physicians across Canada to help you. And boy, do we ever want to help you. If you pay your fee and do your this and that, you send in your forms and you get your appointment, usually you can have medical cannabis inside of about a month. with us under our fast track program. That's pretty quick compared to, it probably took me about 8 months through my position.
That's
and he was willing to play ball. I mean, you know.
Well, it's my position here to keep an eye on the clock and make sure that we take our breaks on time, which we're going to do, and then we're going to come back and pick up where we left off here at Time for Hemp.
You are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. The only broadcasting network dedicated to ending the global war on drugs on iHeartRadio.
Are the premier physicians clinic in the United States. THCF has offices all across the United States from Hawaii to Michigan. THCF Medical Clinics has helped approximately 150,000 patients obtain their medical marijuana permits to legally possess, grow, and use medical marijuana. If you have chronic pain, multiple sclerosis, or any other neurological degenerative disease, or if you have any gastrointestinal disorders such as GERD, irritable bowel syndrome, or if you have AIDS, cancer, spastic disorders, seizure disorders, or glaucoma, call us at 1-800-723-0188 or visit us online at hemp.org. Again, the number is 1-800-723-0188 and the site is hemp.org.
Well, I went and had a bowl, good green reefer, a big fat don't be much, much sweeter. Mighty don't hide it. Mighty don't hide it. Well, mighty don't hide it. Mighty don't hide it. Well, mighty don't hide it. Fire up right now.
Yeah, fire up right now. Be loud, be proud. Come out of the closet and let the whole world know all about you. Just stand right there in front of God and everybody, right there in the broad daylight, and fire up that joint, damn it, and let the whole world know that you are fed up with prohibition. As long as you're sitting there trying to figure out if Rachel's going to get a new date this weekend and if Joey's going to get a new job, you and your friends have got to find something better to do. Just saying. Put one foot in front of the other. Get out that door and start getting involved in becoming part of the problem. I mean, the solution. And stop sitting there being part of the problem. With that said, I'm going to pass this joint chat back to my joint host so that we can get back to our joint conversation with our joint guest. Don't forget, anytime you hear the word joint on the Big Joint broadcast, nearly 2.5 million people all around the world pack their bongs, their pipes, their vaporizers, twist up a joint, and jointly take Time for Hemp. With that said, Kelly, I am going to enjoy my joint here in the joint while you guys jointly chat.
I'm just about to twist another one up for enjoyment for the end of the show. Corey, I wanted to ask you. It's been a long time since I've been out in your neck of the woods. What's the climate like out there now? Do you have vapor lounges or?
No, it's like Fukushima here, man. Fukushima. Everything's dead. It's a giant hole in the ocean, and it's full of radioactive rice and Harley Davidsons in Japan.
So nothing major going on out where you're at?
Oh, well, I heard some HARP sounds. HARP, High Altitude Auroral Research Project. I went and looked up what this crap was, and sure as heck, they've been screwing around with Tesla technology again.
Well,
he wouldn't give them all those plans for the death cannon and the particle ray. He knew they were going to blow everything up. Did you ever see what HARP can do? They can change the weather and they can blow a big hole in the ionosphere and let a bunch of atmosphere out. That's how you fix big egos. You deflate the earth a bit. I'll fix you.
Yeah, harp is, well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't...
There's 22 of them around the world, actually. There's one in Alaska and a couple others. The United States runs, but there's actually 22 of them in interstate. Just a History Channel documentary I saw. I always find those fascinating. You know, I love the conspiracy theory, Jesse Ventura, and I think it just, you know, in conjunction with medical cannabis, it really was enough to make it give you that roller coaster feeling. Oh no, reptilians!
Well,
I told them to stay out of the tan in bed.
Yeah, well, harp starts.
I don't believe in reptilians.
With P like hemp, but we're how about talking about hemp? Is there any hemp production going on in your province?
Quite a bit. To my understanding, I think Organigram is the licensed producer just outside of Moncton, and I've as of yet to engage with them for an interview. But that's something I've been looking forward to, and I'm sure our paths will cross. Organigram, yeah, that's a licensed producer. How about your province there, Kelly?
Alberta's doing quite well with production. It increases every year. Actually, I think all the western provinces, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, have been continually each and every year increasing the hemp production.
I'll get it. I
do put the phone in the drawer, so hopefully people can.
No, you should just pretend you said, oh, my receptionist's getting that. You know? You do some great astroturfing.
So you have hemp foods available to you out there, the oil and the hemp hearts and all that kind of stuff from local producers?
I have not had any edibles as of yet from anybody. I've made my own oil and my own brownies, so that was terrific. Look, I must say again, don't throw out your already vape material. And you can get a free vape from Kelly. Don't forget, tune in, check out his broadcast. Thank you to the wonderful people of iHeartRadio. Incredible. Of course, Casper, Leitch, incredible gentleman, consummate host extraordinaire. Great interviews. Check out his stuff online. Like and subscribe to my buddy Kelly's stuff. You guys have just been absolutely terrific to have me on the show and to chat it up, and it's certainly been a ton of fun. As far as hemp goes, I'm pro hemp anything. I love hemp foods. I've been looking at the magical butter machine, and I'm going to have one made available to check it out so I can make some butter. Do you eat a lot of edibles out there?
Actually, myself, I'm very cautious with edibles. I'm a little bit of a lightweight when it comes to the edible side of things. So, but I do enjoy them. It certainly, I use it to help me sleep at night if I'm in a little pain or having trouble sleeping.
Feels so good. The high.
My father is in and out of the hospital in long-term care, and in recent history, he has also discovered the wonders of cannabis, and I bring him edibles pretty much every single day, and I've noticed a very big improvement in his appetite, in his attitude. He's getting quality sleep at night, and it's a wonderful thing. And now he welcomes my visits in mid-evening to provide him with a nice fresh cup of coffee and a brownie or a cookie.
Yeah, that's a great idea. You know, and seeing your dad like that every day, that's commitment. You're a good man. I hope Jesus gives you rest. It sounds like you're up against a wall with all kinds of things you're going through, my friend.
Oh, well, you know, it is what it is. And I'm lucky enough to have a wonderful father and worthy of, and I feel happy and make sure I go every day to make sure that he gets his cannabis at night, and because it helps
awesome.
him.
Oh, wow. I tried to have a son. 4 daughters. What the hell's wrong with me? Too much hemp, lowering my sperm count.
Yeah.
Casper?
That's more than we need to know. Thank you very much. It sounds like the Dow is down.
I don't think there's any correlation between hemp and producing girls.
Careful, kid. You'll shoot your eye out. What's that Christmas show?
We don't want to scare the people out there.
Well, it's time to shake things up a bit. I love to make people laugh, and it's good to be on your show. You guys have great track records of really being there for the industry, and I was very impressed to make both of your acquaintances, and it's certainly really cool to hang out.
Every week we enjoy it. I know I enjoy my once a week with Casper. Casper gets the enjoyment of being able to do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're not sure how he does it yet, but not many people can put that many hours in.
Well, if you got a bunch of cannabis you're growing, you're going to put some time in, that's for sure. I wouldn't want to leave it.
Well, I'm able to do it with the support of my good sponsors and those people who support me. If it wasn't for Kelly, as an example, I would not have been able to have continued this fight and to have built this network into what it is. Kelly's been on board since 2009, and because of that, I have been able to put together an amazing network. Right, Kelly?
I agree. You've grown immensely since even I first started with you. I know you've been at the game over 20 years, and it's amazing to see where things have gone and come and gone in 20 years. It's amazing to see the amount of guests and shows and interesting and crazy things that have happened over the years on Time for Hemp. 20 years, over 20 years worth. I think maybe it's time to write a book or let someone know out there about, the trials and tribulations of trying to run a hemp-based radio show for over 20 years. It hasn't been an easy accomplishment, I'm sure, and we're proud and glad that you have, because it allows guys like Corey and I to get on the air and speak a little bit about this wonderful plant we all love. And let's move forward and continue on the fight. And I guess once the fight is won, it's the battle. The battle is on, and we're seeing headway in both our countries and most other places around the world. There is some regression, of course, but for the most part, cannabis is moving forward, not only in Canada and the United States, but certainly very quickly down in South America. Europe has long accepted it, and although one of the first countries, Holland, is now sort of regressing in that area, as the rest of the world moves forward with legalization or deregulation or decriminalization, whatever the case may be. And certainly medical cannabis is very much recognized around the world. Hopefully very shortly it will be recognized enough that people will be able to travel with that medicine the same as they do with any other pharmaceutical medicine they can travel with anywhere in the world.
Well said. And with that said, it is now time to give a big shout out to our favorite URLs and organizations that we want to put a spotlight on. And we'll start with our joint guest here on the Big Joint Broadcast. Corey?
Hi there. Thanks very much. Appreciate everything, Casper. You guys are both awesome. It's been great to be here. I want to say a shout out to intentionevents.com. Thank you for providing the medical marijuana review show.com with a soundstage and the necessary equipment. Medical marijuana review show.com is looking for sponsors. You can contact us at info@medicalmarijuanareviewshow.com. We're currently offering $500 spots as the next series of reviews are taped and filmed. So we also want to say a special shout out to our friends down in America. Thank you for listening in. And I don't know what else to say. You two are just the ultimate gentlemen. This has been an absolute pleasure for me.
Kelly?
Excellent. Well, it's been great to have you on the show, Corey. I look forward, maybe sometime in the future, we'll have you back on again and we can talk a little bit more about our love for marijuana and hemp. And for medical patients that are listening, or for people who know a medical patient who simply can't afford a quality vaporizer and could use one, send me an email to Kelly, Kelly, at kdkwholesale.ca, and we hope to hear from you. Thanks, Casper. Thanks, Corey. Everybody have a great day.
And I want to remind people that I am not just a one-hour show anymore. After 25 years, Time for Hemp is now a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week broadcasting network with a team of people who are putting together about 40 or 50 hours a week of original content about the need to end prohibition. You can find all of our archives free to download at timeforhemp.com. All the apps there that you need for your smart devices are also found there, as is our live streaming garden. Please make it a point to let everybody around you know about that. And don't forget that Time for Hemp is like a good joint. It is always best when you share us with your friends.
Look at all that money, yeah, the money that they spend. Take another look and spend some time for him. Don't cut trees for paper, cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, yes.
It grows the biggest and the best and the fastest in the most soil and climate conditions and latitudes. It's the healthiest plant on the planet Earth. In fact, it's greater as paper, fiber, fuel, medicine, food, than virtually any other plant on Earth. And if you take out medicine, it's greater than all the other plants on Earth combined. This one plant, the plant that's against the law, hemp, is greater than all the other plants on Earth combined. You couldn't make as much paper, or better paper, or cheaper paper chemically than you can out of hemp. If you took every other annual plant on the planet Earth, you wouldn't equal hemp for paper. If you put it all together, wow, that's pretty heavy. And what plant leaves the ground the healthiest of all the plants that grow on the planet Earth? Wow, it's hemp again. Wow, that's pretty strange that they got hemp outlawed and it's the best paper source by far on Earth. You never need to cut down another tree. And then you find out about fiber. All of you gone back and you've touched the hemp fiber. You've worn hemp clothing. You've seen hemp around the last year or two. It wasn't around 10 years ago, 20 years ago. My partner and I were the only people I knew that had hemp clothing that we had imported from Indonesia. And we found out it was the softest fiber on the earth, the warmest fiber on the earth, the strongest, longest lasting natural fiber on the earth. It grew the healthiest of all the fibers that grow on the planet Earth. Cotton, for instance, uses half of all the chemicals used on the planet Earth to fight pests and weeds. Boll weevils are used on one crop, half of all the chemicals put out by DuPont, Monsanto, and Dow to poison the earth. And there's lots of chemicals put out. Half of those chemicals are used on cotton. Hemp has no enemies. Hemp doesn't need any chemicals to make it grow. Any chemicals to beat the enemies of hemp. There is no enemy of hemp except the incredible ignorance of our politicians and our police. So here you got the number one paper industry on earth. Wait a minute, not just number one, it's greater than all the other possibilities for making paper. If you put them all together, wouldn't even equal a few percentage points of hemp, and none of them are healthier. The healthiest, the biggest, the strongest, the longest lasting cloth fiber on earth is also hemp. Wow. What can you think about next? Well, the number one food source on the planet Earth, wouldn't you know it? The number one food source on the earth is the hemp seed. The seed of hemp is the highest of all the 3 million foods on earth in usable protein. There's about 3 million things you could possibly eat on earth. And the highest of all those from the vegetable kingdom in usable protein, the best protein, Ediston protein, in the whole world, of all those 3 million plants, comes from the hemp seed, the marijuana seed.
are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Please share us with your friends.